Alright, so welcome to Top 5, a series in which I talk about top 5 things that I'm really excited for as of recently, and today we will be talking about GDC 2014 and what I think is going to be some pretty good things. So without further ado, dive right in. First up, we get some sweet VR news from Oculus, possibly being showing off their new Crystal Cove prototype at GDC this year, possibly, and that'll be their 1080p model that they showed a little while ago, along with their improved motion controls, which kind of tracks your head movements, which it doesn't do currently, as well as their current model is 720p. Also, on top of that, we also have news from Sony, who is also announcing their VR headset, which could possibly be a headset for the PS4, and that could be interesting to see a PS4 with VR, and that could be very interesting indeed. Next up is some of that next-gen news, with Sony and Microsoft announcing some new improvements for their next-gen consoles, with Sony mostly expressing that they want to show some new improvements to all of their hardware, not only their controller and the PlayStation Eye, but also things such as software, even things maybe showing some YouTube integration into their streaming service. So there could be some interesting things in that spectrum, as well as Microsoft on the other end, who has been under flack for a lot of their resolution issues, have kind of been showing some kind of like cockiness in the sense that they may be having something hidden in their system that may be kind of pushing back with their resolution issues and certain things that could definitely help them improve their sales feedback. Being a developer myself, you don't know how happy I was to see about DirectX 12. Now, DirectX 12 is kind of going to be in a tough spot because DirectX 11, as opposing to 9 and 10, 10 was kind of a flop, 11 is kind of not really being integrated so well because it's kind of hard to get in, as well as the huge performance hit. So really, with 12 coming in now, I'm not really sure how well it's going to work out, but hopefully, it improves on a lot of their features. Maybe it's just necessarily what 11.1 was meant to be, which was a lot more improvements based off of the architecture and different improvements performance-wise. So hopefully these are all for the better and not necessarily just a more graphical push, which, that's never a bad thing, but at this point in time, that's kind of something that we don't necessarily need. So hopefully DirectX 12 is definitely something that I'll be interested to see what the new features will be listed out to be and how it's going to actually work out itself. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to be on my radar. Games. What would GDC be without games? It's a game developers conference, so of course we want to know about the games. Unfortunately, there's not much to know so far about the games until, once the conference hits. So far, we've mostly heard from Sony about their main publishers of Naughty Dog and such, and Microsoft with Bungie, mostly showing Uncharted and Destiny. So the only other person that we've really heard from is Deep Silver and Volition, and a couple of other indie development studios have actually announced a couple of their games that will definitely be being showed off at GDC. But other than that, there's not really a lot of information that's spreading around, but that's normal. So I'll be excited to see what will be announced, but it's usually not a lot. So hopefully we get to some cool announcements, not really a lot. What's that sound? Oh, jeez, it's so annoying. No, it's not annoying. It's not annoying at all. I think it's the GDC Design Summit, and it's actually, we're gonna have the Game Developers Conference summit that they have pretty much yearly, and it's pretty much a bunch of information sessions that are catered towards different topics that will definitely help you in the sense of just understanding certain things. Sometimes they help you understand what's going on with certain industries
and also what happened to certain industries or just companies in general. They'll have their talks about what happened to their company and how they got through certain things, and it's just a general good instructional sessions, and they're definitely very insightful for not only developers as myself, but also people who just want to learn more about what's going on in the industry. If you're a very heavy gamer, it's always interesting to look into what you're doing and actually understand what happens to actually put that stuff together as one final product. So definitely, if you're a developer, definitely look out for them. And if you're not a developer and you're just a hardcore gamer, you may not be interested in the entire thing, but definitely check it out and see what people have to say, because a lot of things, they're just interesting stories to learn also when they're just having their typical post-mortem. So those are definitely some good things, and this year they will be having Lucasfilms Games Studios talk about different things. So maybe they'll speak on, really became their ultimate downfall of the studio. Maybe it wasn't just necessarily Disney. So we'll see what happens with that, and definitely, that's definitely it. Thank you for watching, and if I missed anything that you may have that definitely interests you about GDC, or any topics that may be coming up soon that you want me to cover, then definitely let me know, and I'll definitely get on to talking about that, or even look it up just to see if it actually piques my interest. So definitely toss some information my way if you find it to be definitely interesting, and that's about it. So thanks for watching. Peace.